Brother Harrison.
Brother Historian.
How are things up in fine Canada?
Things are, well, we're in lockdown again. Thank you, Doug Ford.
It's around the corner for us over here in good old Oregon also. Our fearless leaders will be making an announcement tomorrow. So by the time anybody sees this, this information will be out of date. In any case, I believe we have a first on our hands. I believe this is the first time that I have brought a video to the table.
Yes, this is your first video for World War Wednesday. However, it is not Wednesday where we're recording this. This video might not even come out on Wednesday, but this is the first time that you have suggested a video for World War Wednesday.
That's a passive aggressive shot at me, everybody, which is well deserved. Very deserved.
Well, usually I'm the one who watches these old things and then suggests them that we watch them together. But
that's true.
Oh, today the tide has turned. The shoe is on the other foot. I'm running out of parables here. Anyway, let's continue this before I stick my foot in it any further.
Yes.
So what are we watching today?
I've never seen this, and it honestly shocks me that you've never seen it. This is Burgess Meredith starring in instructional video for American soldiers about how to properly behave when they're in jolly old England. It's about 40 minutes long. I get the sense it was shown to American soldiers before they shipped off. And that's all I know about it. I think Burgess Meredith was basically a comedy guy. I mostly know him from like the Rocky films and those couple of Twilight Zones he was in. I'm sure you've seen him in many more things than I have. But
possibly.
That's all the information I have about this. It's an instructional video made by the joint American and British governments about proper etiquette when you're in England as an American.
Proper etiquette for 1940s England, because I don't think I'm not sure if they still do some of the things they did in the 40s.
I don't know. We'll see. I only spent about 12 hours in England because I was supposed to spend a week, but I got very, very sick, so I went straight back to Sweden post-haste. So I'm not an authority either way, but yeah, I'm very excited to find out how to behave in 1940s England, as taught by one Burgess Meredith, the great Burgess Meredith. He was so good in the Rocky films. If he didn't get an Oscar for that, he should have.
Well, all right. Full confession, Historian. I've never actually seen the Rocky films in their entirety. I know. I'm so sorry. I mean, I've seen the training montage. I can say that much. But beyond that, I'm sorry. I haven't seen the Rocky film, so I have no idea who this guy is you're talking about. Is he the trainer who got Rocky punched those cattle carcasses, or?
Yeah, he's the trainer that talks like this.
Ah, okay. So now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Mickey. Yeah. I'm not the least bit surprised you haven't seen the. Oh God, that hurt my throat just doing that. Oh.
You were so sickened that I haven't seen Rocky that you were choking on it. I'm so sorry. Forgive me.
No, I understand. They're too new for you. 1974. That's far too new for you.
I've seen movies from the 70s. I've seen Star Wars.
Oh well, okay. Star Wars and Lord of the Rings out of the equation. Rocky is way too new for you, I think.
That's a passive aggressive shot at me, ladies and gentlemen, because I watch old movies more than he does.
Are you ready to learn how to behave as an American GI in jolly old England?
Over there.
Yeah.
I believe that was actually the song we're listening to is from the First World War.
That would make sense. It has kind of like a Big Bang, Big Bang. What am I thinking?
Big band.
Big band. It's like the creation of the universe according to the standard model. That makes sense.
There's the troop transports that our grandfathers went on.
Yeah.
Apparently, my grandfather got seasick while he was on those.
Had he been on a boat before?
I think he had. I'm not sure though.
Okay.
Like an oceans tour, but
right.
Hey, those are black troops. That's an interesting choice.
Ah, of all things to show.
Yeah, first thing.
Yeah. And it was made by the War Department, so it's not some like Hollywood thing or whatever, right?
Making progress? I hope so, sir. Would it be all right with the generals if we took that close-up now? All right with you?
There's
now?
Burgess.
I mean, all fine.
Which one's he? The soldier or the generals?
The soldier.
More or less.
Ah.
Get it, sir.
He'll be the main guy.
Roller. Would the general say a few words to the camera?
Wait a minute. This is war. When we have won it, there'll be time for speeches.
That's your job, isn't it?
Let the soldier make the speeches.
What'll I say, General?
I suggest you tell your men something about our people.
So we have the American on the right and the Brits on the left.
Indeed, yeah.
People they'll meet and be with. Tell them about their problems. Big problems, little problems. Let's put it to the theater.
Put all you've got in. That's the way you win victories on the battlefield. Put yourself in it.
You know, their acting is so wooden, I'm inclined to believe that they're actually military men.
You know, I'm just the guy to show you around it. Sure, I know all about it. Why shouldn't I? I've been here 3 weeks. Well, first thing I think we ought to take a look at is an English pub.
Better.
Because I know a little country pub is just the sort of a place you fellas be seeing. Come on.
I don't drink.
Yeah. The first place to go. Way to live up to your stereotypes, England.
Down boy.
That was really common, to be fair. Like, so many American GIs came home with European wives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My grandfather nearly came back with a European wife. I think I told you that story. The one with the French woman who he gave laxatives to because she wouldn't leave him alone.
Get her to go away.
It's not like a saloon.
It's a good
More like
tactic.
a club. Club for men and women who haven't a great deal of money and who don't drink for the sake of drinking, but for the company. Now,
Yikes.
These pubs are open for a couple of hours in the middle of the day, and then again in the early evening.
Wait,
Men
what?
and women, after their day's work,
They're open
they
for
work
like 2
long
hours at
hard
noon
hours
and 2
coming
hours
for
at
a
night?
bit or a mile.
I guess so. No, I think they're open all night. It's just like have to go home and have dinner first, and then they come back.
Right.
They don't like it cold, and they haven't any ice. See? So if you like beer, you better like it warm. What's
They
that?
hadn't
Difference
invented
between
ice?
Bitter and mild?
They haven't.
I don't know. One
They had. I don't think they had a lot of.
find out
I think the refrigerator was more of an American invention, and they still used ice boxes
Yeah.
mostly in like
many
rural
years,
pubs.
my grandfather
Still had
and my
like ice
great-grandfather
delivery as
came
late
in
as like the
before.
30s at least.
This particular pub, for instance, was founded about the time that our country was founded. So, well,
When your country rebelled, you treacherous dogs.
there you are, you see? That'll give you a general idea. Over there, there's a father and his sailor son. They play quiet games like shove halfpenny. Requires patience.
Like what?
Never heard of it.
What's that, Dad? That's your
Shove
thinking, son.
paperly?
Just right.
The loser buys the next drink, maybe. This game isn't over yet, but the old man will win. He always does.
Okay.
These are like the legitimate rule. If you're playing a game in a pub, loser buys the next round.
Yeah,
Nice
absolutely.
cup of pork. Do you good.
Thanks, Doc.
Yeah, Aggie.
Cheerio.
What else?
All very sedate. Like I said, it's a sort of club. Now, there are always one or two old philosophers who come in and silently consider the ways of the world. I guess they reach tremendous conclusions,
What?
but they keep these to themselves. And always there is the inevitable dart game. No pub is without one. You'll be playing it too. It's very relaxing after a day in the field. But whatever they are doing, whether it's smoking...
I've only ever played one game of darts in my life, like with actual sharp darts, not with like the little sucker cup darts when you get when you're a kid.
Okay.
I nearly stuck my thigh bone with it when I went to sit down.
Ah.
I was like a few, like just a tiny like
Yeah.
like oh that's sharp. That's actually sharp. But, oh dear, here comes the Yanks.
What a fun looking bar this is. Everyone's quiet and
Recent-
miserable.
With a pair of good old American dice. That's a girl's game.
Oh dear, the Yankees throwing his weight around.
Well, England, here I am.
Classic American.
An interesting corner. Hiya, babe. What you doing tonight?
Oh dear, England, you have my permission to smack that man.
Yeah, it's coming.
Like a bowling.
Is he gonna get a punch or is he gonna get a beer in the face? I wonder.
Stuff any good?
I'm supposed to be.
I got 1 million of them, honey. That's bad. Don't throw your money around like that.
Oh, don't make a joke at his skirt, but his kilt, you will lose teeth. I've seen it happen.
Don't fool around with those Scotchmen. They're tough, baby. 20 years a chambermaid and never cracked a pot. Wait a minute, no, he makes it tough for the rest. What a character. What are these things for? Good conduct?
Now, I'd say we'll speak fondly of this man's funeral, but I don't like him, so.
I don't like
Yeah.
it. How's that? Well, you see, back home,
I think these Scotsmen are about to give him the what for.
And there's 6 in the
I think, yeah, Sean Connery over there on the left is going to give him what for.
Yeah.
You don't blame me, do you?
No, I don't blame you.
Well, I gotta be going. There's a cab waiting outside. You know, we gotta hire them by the night. Well, Sandy, take care of yourself. And keep your skirts clean.
It's a kilt, you
Okay.
good Scottish curse that I know.
I'm gonna start saying that when I leave a room. Whoa!
What? Oh, he's a genie.
Get rid of that soldier. He was too bad an example. Well, let's
No, you're a magician.
What? What?
I didn't know there were magicians in the U.S. Army.
That's makes a lot of sense, I guess.
Oh, let's go and blow me out.
By that I mean it makes no sense whatsoever.
This is a propaganda film. Logic went out the window the second we started watching.
Yeah.
Thanks, sir. 7.5, please. Shilling, I'll bring your change.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have you a lot? Oh, thanks. Want an American cigarette?
In my brief 12 hours in London, I did have time to stop at a pub, and I got like a Stella or whatever they had on tap, and I was talking to the bartender. I was like, "So look, I'm from America. I understand there's like different tipping rules here." And the guy next to me goes, I can't talk like him. He goes, "Yeah, we don't do it." And the bartender goes, "Oi!"
We do tip around here. Don't get me ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, she was funny.
Like a game?
In a minute.
Busy reading his horoscope there.
How about giving that, Jack?
Oh, so that's what those things are for. Those shoulder flaps. They hold their caps on, I guess.
Oh,
There you are. Over here. Oh, good.
I was wondering what those things are for.
it's actually functional.
Jack, step on
About
here.
that.
Pull on the mark like that. All right. Take a good aim. Right spinach, see? Just left it.
Like baseball.
All right, just like baseball. Give you muscle.
Didn't the late Roman army use darts instead of pilums
Is that true?
in warfare?
That could be. I don't know, to be honest with you. That's a very funny image. Is like chucking a dart at a dude in a battle.
That's when we started.
Aim for his eyes.
Yeah.
Forward.
Good.
Where do you come from, mate?
Me, I'm from New York.
New York.
New York City.
My missus got a cousin in New York. Here, meet the one.
Sure, like
Oh dear. Say, do you know?
New York.
How you doing?
Tell him about your cousin Jim.
What part of New York City come from?
He's at the Polo Ground.
So is he supposed to be the example because he's like friendly and polite or
Well, then I
something?
probably know
Yeah, not like
I know someone in New York, too.
sneering kid
Good,
earlier.
good old keep your skuts clean. Whatever he
Yeah.
said.
I've got one. I'll buy you one. How about that?
Oh, it's okay with you. It's okay with me.
Fine.
But buy drinks for the
You and
locals.
your pal have a drink?
Hi.
Tip number 1.
And stay away from their women. I've actually heard stories of like heard this one story where a bunch of British Marines got into a fight with a bunch of American GIs because the GIs were stealing the Marines' girlfriends.
Dude, people love whatever accent you don't have. I learned that in Europe because like
It wasn't just that. It was the fact that the Americans had a lot more money. We're bringing over like the silk stockings, the skirts, and the girls. Like, oh yes, give me all that chocolate and stuff.
yeah,
And the Marines couldn't get it because they didn't have like black market stuff. So they're like, okay, it's time to go. Let's defend our honor. Let's go knock our allies' teeth in.
right. It's true though. Like I'm sure you've heard like a girl acquaintance of yours say something about how they like English accents or whatever. In Europe, if you have like a North American accent, people will be, whoa, who's that? They're like, want to talk to you because you're, you know, American or Canadian or whatever. It's crazy.
Precious possessions are pieces of bombs that nearly did them in. They take a kind of grim pride
Nice
in holding
tie.
on to them.
He's holding shrapnel from a bomb that nearly blew up the house. That's what he said.
Damn.
I actually heard a story where a family kept what they thought was like a decoy bomb that the Germans had dropped for like 60 years. Then it turned out, nope, it's a real bomb and it's still alive.
He's done
Wow.
21 raids.
That's terrifying.
Daughters in the WAP.
Yeah, they had to call in like the bomb squad and everything.
I know as late as like
They don't like to tell
I
you
want to
the
say
things
like the
they're short
80s,
of.
they were still finding like live ammo in
And they're
I want to say like the
so
Western
severely
U.S.
rationed.
That like Japan tried to like float over on like
Oh, you mean for those?
parachutes or
You mean
whatever?
those balloon bombs? Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
about those.
yeah.
I know there's actually one part of France and Belgium that's considered a red zone because there are so many unexploded shells from the First World
That's
War.
crazy.
This rationing is something that you
And of
ought
course,
to know
like
about.
God help you if you live in like
You know how
the
it is
Balkans
back
or
home,
Southeast
or
Asia.
was.
Forget about- yeah, you have to wear flak vest to go outside.
You
Yeah,
have to watch
yeah.
out because things are so short.
All right, you know, will you come up to the table?
And it's especially tough when one or two people live alone like Bill and his wife. So, here's a little lesson for you on how not to behave when invited out to supper in a British home.
Here's the good.
Oh dear,
Don't grab
here comes
a handful
Jackass.
of
Here's the
tomatoes.
good stuff.
They're rare luxuries. Go easy with the meat. They each only get 25 cents worth a week. You
Sure,
can
that
eat
was
it all
true.
in one gulp, but don't. And butter, go slow with the butter. Very slow. 2 ounces a week plus 8 ounces of margarine is the lot.
What's the difference between butter and margarine anyway?
Vegetables aren't so bad. And all the potatoes you
Margarine's like artificial, I think.
I think it's like
Some
plant,
way.
plant not, I don't want to say plant-based, but it's a lot more
Yeah.
oil and
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
2 ounces per person per week is all they get. They can't have it as often as they want. And sugar, each person gets 8 ounces a week. They have almost given up having it in their tea. Jams and preserves, 4 ounces a week.
What is he putting it on?
everything. He's just like typical American, just wolf it down as much as possible.
Just making like a jam preserve sugar ham sandwich or something.
It's
Like,
tomatoes.
oh, okay. The famous British tomato sandwich. Yes. British cuisine.
Now that was the wrong thing to do.
What is with-
Where you going? Where is school? It is? It'd be all right if I went with you? Good. What kind of plane is that? What kind of a...
Mosquito.
It's a,
Is that a mosquito?
It's a-
Good, you want some candy?
it's a Canadian plane, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, the mosquito was a Canadian invention.
Candy is rationing,
Wow.
isn't it? You like it? All right, let's go. Which way?
Oh dear. Love interest, 10 o'clock. Coming in hard.
Nice. Oh, hey, it's the same girl.
Hey, wait a minute.
It's the kids all like shoving in the other direction.
Look, teacher, we found an American.
Show and tell.
Where do you want me to sit?
Just don't hurt me, children.
John,
The teacher.
good
You
morning.
say Josh?
Now, this morning, as you see, we are going to do a little
I think he called
geog-
that kid Josh. I could be wrong, though. Wonder if he took part in the great Josh fight that happened this week. Did you hear about that?
Yes, I did. That's so wonderful. It was in my cousin's backyard. Yeah,
David.
metaphorically speaking, not his literal backyard, but yeah.
Move.
Mr. Chick, our old school teacher going to the war.
Oh, I see. This old school teacher. Well, that is Mr. Chips. You see, he's come out of retirement to teach these children. And all over England, the older men have come back to their professions in order to release the younger men to the service.
Now, I just want to see how much you can remember from last
Bet that happened a lot.
What in the heck has he got on his head?
I'm just gonna wear a graduation cap everywhere I go.
Now, what's the name of
How did that style of hat ever become a thing? I am genuinely curious.
Suddenly
It's
very
supposed to be like
curious
a-
myself.
Is this supposed to be like a slate board, like representing like here's all the knowledge that I wrote down. It's on my head. I don't know.
And what's the name of this?
If I had to guess, I would say it's probably.
Hey, there's my leg of the woods, Northern Ireland.
I can't hear a word.
North Island.
Right.
I guess probably
Now, there
medieval
you have
origins,
the United Kingdom.
but I have no confirmation.
And what's the capital of Scotland? David.
Glasgow.
Oh.
Only Glasgow, well, they'll give you the Glasgow smile.
Yeah.
And the capital of Northern Ireland?
Belfast.
All right, Doris, your turn will come. Quite right, though. And the capital of Wales?
Aberystwyth.
You are right.
Oh, little know-it-all.
I thought it was Cardiff.
What's this river that I'm going to...
That's the only Welsh city that I'm aware of, so.
It's probably got a bunch of W's and Y's in it. That's all I know.
Utterly impronounceable name, like that one town name I showed you, where the town name went all the way across the map into the
Yeah.
Netherlands.
Well,
Something like that.
exactly. Yeah.
Cambridge is somewhere up there. Now, do you know, children?
Actually, the city I live in Canada is actually called Cambridge. So
Oh, no way.
Kingdom is 600 miles.
I live in the Tri-City area. For those Canadians who watch this, that's where I'm from.
It's only 300.
There's a ton of like English names in Canadian cities, isn't there?
America?
I guess
Yeah, well,
there's an American
Oh,
too, I
we're-
guess.
We were a British colony for the longest
Right.
time.
80 miles from London to the French coast.
Yeah, the east coast of America is filthy with like British style names.
And
Filthy with British. No, it is glorious with British
from London
names.
to Berlin, which is somewhere over here. Now,
Actually,
anybody
fun
want to
fact:
ask a question?
the town I lived in during the First World War was actually called Berlin. But when the First World War kicked off, we obviously had to change the name because people
Yeah.
thought that, well, this is not Berlin, Germany. This is Berlin, Canada. No, we had to change it to Kitchener. That's the region, Kitchener, after
Kitchener.
Lord Kitchener. Yeah, after Lord Kitchener from
Whoa.
Sudan fame.
I only know Kitchener because of Norm Macdonald making jokes about his uncle Kitchener Kitchener Leslie, I think it was.
They think I'm like...
Anyway, Norm's Canadian, so I'm sure that's where it comes from. But
No.
yeah, Berlin was a little ruined at the time, for sure. Like, naming anybody Adolf. That name's done. It's done. You can't use it anymore.
Yeah, it's gone. I think people are still being called Adolf. It's the Hitler surname.
Yeah, right.
That's
right.
genuine, really screwed.
I've
Yeah.
got to be going now. I have some other things.
Of course you
Well, goodbye, children. Goodbye.
Back in the days, we could just walk into any school and it's perfectly fine.
will.
Like, oh, hello.
Good luck to you all.
You can just hand out candy to random kids. You do that nowadays, you were looking at serious jail time.
I actually had a girlfriend that worked at a daycare, and like I would be sitting in my car outside the daycare, like waiting to pick her up. Oh, the stares I would get from mothers. Just like
Yep.
this dude in his
I can
30s
imagine.
in a car, like just like yeah.
Yeah, I remember I actually volunteered at a daycare back when my last year of high school, and that was hectic.
Yeah.
Fun, but hectic.
Yeah, I bet.
I had to jump through so many hoops to get that position as well. I had to get police check and everything.
I'm sure.
You live there all your... Well, thank
That guy's got a thatched roof. They actually still use thatch in construction over there.
Well, I'd like that very much.
Yeah, still using that's like.
I think I'll take a
Oh, there she is again.
It's all right. I'll come another time.
People need to stop distracting this man.
Hey, gorgeous, wait for me. Oh, and here comes the
Come on.
method of transportation we will have to go back to if the gas prices keep going up. And the English weather kicks in.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So
The American cigarette, the currency of
Right.
black markets.
trade goods with the locals is what I'm getting here.
What do you do with a mug afterwards?
He just gives him the mug.
They didn't have paper cups back in the day. At least I don't think they did.
I don't think so.
But-
Yeah.
Wait, no, they did. It was just more like those cone cups.
Right.
You know, the kind of you get from Midgam. What?
Midgam? Midgam? Migham? I don't know.
Oh, you gave the cup back to him.
Okay, we don't need 10 seconds of the train. I'm here to learn about how to act in Britain, not watch trains.
Oh, but the trains are an essential part of English traveling.
How do you open it? Do you know how to open it? I think I can. Oh, there it is. Never get those things right. Well, goodbye, ma'am.
Goodbye. It's been very nice meeting you
Glad
both.
to have met you, I'm sure.
Funny you should come from Birmingham, too, isn't it? Have you come to my Birmingham, you come to my home and have a cup of tea with me. Both of you.
Thank you, we will.
Goodbye and good luck.
Goodbye. Bye-bye. Well, where you going?
Well, I think I'll get some cigarettes.
I'm short, too.
Well, I'll get some.
Good. Social restrictions in this country. Just what you heard, an English woman asking a colored boy to tea. She was polite about it, and he was polite about it now.
That's kind of
Look,
interesting.
That might not happen at home, but the point is, we're not at home. And the point is, too, if we bring a lot of prejudices here, what are we going to do about them? Well,
Good evening, gentlemen.
Say, do you know who that is? That's General
No idea.
Head of the Services of Supplies. You know that he's got a lot of colored troops under him, and they're doing a big job over here. And I happen to know that General Lee comes from Kansas, and that his family fought for the Confederacy. Let's go and see what he says about it.
Oh, interesting.
Whoa, this took a right turn, didn't it?
Yeah, didn't expect this con.
Yeah.
Soldier.
So we were wondering how the general felt about him and me.
America has promised the Negro real citizenship and a fair chance to make the best of himself. When the Army needs Americans to fight for the country, it takes Negroes along with whites. Everyone's treated the same when it comes to dying. And so the Army wouldn't be true to America if it didn't try to live up to the promises about an equal chance.
You mean that we have to get over our prejudices?
You don't get over a prejudice that easily. There's no use pretending we're different from what we are. But we can try to live up to our American promises. I'd go further and say we can't do less and still feel ourselves patriots. We have promised to respect each other, all of us. That's one of the reasons that makes our world worth fighting for. But you're all together in this small country with the same surroundings, same amount of pay to spend, and the same sort of places to spend it. And we're all here as soldiers. Everything we do as American soldiers. Not Negroes and white men, rich or poor, but as American soldiers. It's not a bad time, is it, to learn to respect each other both ways.
Not see that coming.
I didn't see that coming at all. That's totally left field. I think that was directed. I mean, obviously it was directed to soldiers, but like, hey, if you're in a unit with a black fella, like, don't be weird to him. Like, is that kind of the idea? Like,
I don't think there were mixed units back in the 1940s. I know there were mixed units in the 50s.
Okay.
Because, but and there were a lot of black units with white officers, so that was directed at them.
We haven't got a 3 not any coins here.
You haven't got a 3
No,
ounce.
not here.
What's that?
That's half a crown.
That's half a crown. Which is a whole.
Oh, the British money system, like the shillings, the farthings, the sixpence, and the tuppence. Wait, just use dollars and cents. Makes it so much easier.
Sounds so like goofy Harry Potter money.
If you
Like,
like that one.
I've got sixpence and a farthing.
Include that one if you're feeling generous.
I could take a lift
Will you rush me over
to my flat.
Bob!
That's my British voice.
How
Oh, hey.
You're a sight for sore GIs. How do you
And of course, the Americans know each other.
Yeah.
They're overseas.
seen you in pictures, or is this really the reason?
Yes, that's all. Man, you remember Bob Hope used to play in those Bing Crosby.
Oh, it's Bob Hope.
Hey,
It's still so funny. Goodbye.
Oh, Bob,
What?
I saw you last week. I saw you in that picture, The Road to Morocco.
You saw Road to Morocco?
Yeah.
Well, how about that?
Was that journey really necessary?
oh, the Road to series. I've seen a few of those, like the Road to Bali and the Road to Bangalore, and a few of them.
I bet those are cool.
I'm trying to explain to these men
Yeah?
the difference in our money and their money.
You're having
see?
trouble with your
And
money?
I'm having trouble.
Well, I'll
with it.
help you. Come here. Let me see this.
Now, if you could just,
Quite a pile. You've been
you could
saving,
just
haven't you?
explain to them.
I will. Stand by, fellas. Talk to each other for a second. Now, look, Burgess.
All right, we'll talk to each other for a
There's a
minute.
lot of stuff over here you gotta understand.
I think I'm not sure if they still use like shillings and farthings or whatever over there. I think they use pounds
Is that
now.
right, Bubbin?
Yeah,
Good,
yeah, yeah.
But he
talks. I like it.
how much do you want?
4 and 6 now.
Four
It's
and
gone
Gone
up.
up. since,
How much fun would it be to be Bob Hope in 1945?
You've got a lot of stuff here. You'll
A lot of fun.
That man has a fun life.
Heavy. It'll make
Sorry.
you lopsided. Don't fool around with
You know, somebody
it.
daubed some money doing his stick,
Yes.
wasn't it? Didn't
Oh,
he?
yeah.
That's a half a crown. You know what a shilling is?
I know what it
He was
Yeah,
doing
well,
USO shows until like,
Now look.
God, I
here's
want to
this
say
thing
like the
here
late
is that you got
90s.
that other stuff?
Dang.
Possibly early 2000s. Yeah.
5 and 3.
Yeah, he was always
Is he alive?
all about this.
There is some other
I
stuff
just
around
got
here.
that folding.
Hey, that man had a life.
Note here.
Yeah.
And this is a pound. That's very handy. Have you got any other kind of money? What do you
Well, I
carry?
I may be slightly off there, but he was alive much later than you would think.
I got these.
Oh, these, they're very valuable for a lot of usage. You can use these. But look,
What
you
are
should
those?
concentrate all this money. Get it all together like that, Burgess. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Get it all wrapped up like that. And there you've got the whole thing just like that.
Yeah, you take.
Oh, I better
Catastrophe. Well, look,
pay
I'll
a
take
fine.
care of it. I'll little.
Oh, you thief!
Burgess, I explained all that. Now chin up. What do you mean chin up? Goodbye, old boy.
Chin up, friends drooling.
Yeah.
And there's the big question.
That's tremendous.
Where to go on your 24-hour pass?
That
Furloughs. If
the
you
only modern person I can compare that to is Bill Murray.
And the Red Cross will help you.
Like that kind of scene, like as far as like who could pull that off. Like,
Tell you where to stay. Or, if you have any money tucked away, like
Ah,
the sock technique. The Pink Panther cigarette, nice.
like a cigarette holder.
Yeah. Not sure what the point of it is, but
no short of petrol.
The lighter that doesn't work. We've all been there.
yeah.
That old life. What life?
Just lying there smoking in bed.
The good old days.
Some trenches.
Some trenches.
Now you'll notice
Just waiting for the Luftwaffe to come overhead and just bomb him right there.
where your dog
Just the blitz happens.
at all times. No service money is taken.
Yeah, they're all off of the front lines.
Right?
Spell. Come in. Oh, there you
Uh-oh.
are. It's about time, I must say. No. I'll tell you what I want you to do. I want you to draw my ball. I like it, Captain. Then,
Watch him just be. I don't know that that's like an officer's uniform or.
and then shine my shoes and don't bring it back to see his face.
It's face.
The look on his face is like, do I Do I smack him now, or do I wait for him to just stop talking?
Yeah.
What I want a kippered head. By the way, are you the butler, the valet, or the maid? I'm the maid. Keep going. Keep going. What are you talking about? Listen, I'm very busy. I'm making a picture. I got orders.
I don't know what you got, but it says here that private HA 19 table. Anyway, there's a lot of numbers and stuff. Then you will proceed without delay on or about, and this is about, from here to where you want it. Get going. Now, come on, get going on your way, chum.
I haven't told him to make a good impression. It'll look neat at all times.
Button that coat.
Now they're cracking the whip on him.
Oh no!
Oh!
Hello, how are you?
Oh! shot down.
They insert the Ralph Wiggum heartbreaking.
Sometimes it takes 6 or 8 weeks. Well, they are. Look, fellas, don't get the idea that the folks at home aren't riding. The mail will catch up with you, and it'll all come at once. You ready? Yeah, I'm all set. But I haven't told them about security. Don't tell anyone where you are, what you're doing. I haven't told them not to talk. I'll set them a good example. Well, look, I haven't told them that they're not here for a good time, that they're here for a job of work. That's right, and so are you. Come on. What's all the rush? There's a mistake somewhere. That's what you think. Wait a minute. I haven't told them yet about the difference in pay. You know, Tommy only gets $15 a month. You guys are lucky, but don't rub it in. Come on, get going. You're impeding the war effort. Oh, this is a hell of a number. I haven't told them yet about... Come on, get going. I tell you, they can't do this to me. Hey, wait. Hey, I haven't told them yet. On your way.
Hey, those guys in the back are cheating.
Hey.
Their feet are on the ground.
I haven't explained about it. Get going. All right. Oh. Come on, keep them coming. Wait a minute. Hey, Sarge, I haven't told them.
Shut up and move.
I haven't told them yet about...
Hey, he swapped rifles. He's got an M1 carbine now.
Good eye.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, now, wait a minute. Just wait a minute there, will you? Let me write down. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I haven't told you guys yet about... All right, keep moving there.
Are we already at D-Day now?
Okay. It's been in the
Holy
country
God,
for,
we
for
are.
half an hour. If they shot this for this movie, they did a good job.
Sorry, I can't finish the picture. That's up to you.
Well,
what, we're already over? Dang, that was short.
Yeah, it was very short. It was only 37 minutes. Well, first of all, I had YouTube suggest to me a USAF training film for downed airmen, which ought to be on the viewing schedule at some point. But Brother Harrison, I do want to ask you, what did you learn about being an American in 1940s Britain from this film? Could you...
Don't throw your weight around. Just don't throw your weight around.
Yeah, you basically sum it up just like that, I think. I think that's about right. The bars will be sad, somber, and miserable places.
With warm, salty beer and old cronies.
That sounds great.
Don't eat your hosts out of house and home because everything's been rationed, and don't start chasing skirts because more than likely they're probably spoken for, and the local men won't like you if you take up what few girls are still left free.
And a gang of children will spirit you away into school. If you stray too close to a school, a swarm of children will come at you like the Blob and absorb you into their schoolroom.
Oh, that's another movie we should watch, The Blob. The 1950s version of The Blob, I mean, the one starring Steve McQueen.
I do love the 80s version. I've never seen the 50s version, so I'd definitely be down. But
Oh, I can't stand the '80s version.
really, well, that's
Too grotesque. I prefer 1950s horror movies. They're less scary. I have a thing with scary movies.
for sure.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, it was a pretty entertaining film. I did not expect that whole like side story with like the black troops and
that surprised me greatly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess in retrospect, maybe it shouldn't have, because there were plenty of black fellas enlisted at this point. I mean, the United States had segregation for another 20 years after this.
Yeah, didn't they stop segregating in like 1960? Yeah, it would be 20 years.
64. In a lot of ways, the military always has been this kind of equalizer, and a lot of folks I know who have been, I wasn't, but people I talk to who have been often say, they meet people from walks of life and become close with people from different walks of life because of that shared experience of, there's no atheists in foxholes, and everybody's a brother.
My grandfather would definitely know that. Every time his unit got shelled, everyone would jump in the foxhole with him, reasoning like, "Oh, you're a Christian. God's not gonna let you die." So he would end up like under a 5-man pileup.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but everybody's also a brother in a foxhole. So yeah, I that rung true for me. I was surprised to see it in this film, but I think that's probably fairly accurate.
He thought it was going to be a lot more funny because of who was presenting it. Was a comedian, right?
Thought he was mostly a comedy guy before this. Yeah, Burgess Meredith. Again, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but they had him do a little slapstick there at the end, which was cute. But
and Bob Hope.
Yeah. Oh God, Bob Hope's scene was fantastic. Just like.
Yeah.
Here, I'll explain the money to you, and it's this and this and this, and like drops it in.
And in return, I shall take it all.
Yeah. Oh, chin up, lad, chin up. He takes off. Yeah, that was a cool watch. I like that. Yeah. Any final thoughts?
Well, if there are any more like that, I'd like to watch more of these, like the Allied propaganda film, because it's just these are time capsules for like 70, 80 years ago now.
Yeah, it's awesome, and I will tack on the end of the video a list of lessons we learned. Make sure there's a nice little handy too long didn't read version of the lessons of the film. That's the value we bring here on YouTube to you people.
This has been this is the first episode of World War Wednesday that the historian has managed to suggest one. So yeah, that's one for him, and I think four or five for me. So he's got to keep suggesting them if he wants to keep up with me. Are we keeping score, man? Are we keeping score now?
You see me in my rearview mirror, in your rearview mirror, catching up.
Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, because that is the only way to keep the YouTube algorithm from sucking us down into the dark depths, black, lightless void that is the cesspit. I don't know where I was going with this, but I'm going to keep on with this. So anyway, yeah. So remember to hit that notification bell so you know when a new video is uploaded. Also, remember to check out my channel at Harrison MacArthur, where I do ASMR videos and reaction videos and an audiobook, where I'm turning one of my books into an audiobook. And remember to check out the World-Renowned Historian's main channel, where he does basically ancient Roman stuff.
Nothing.
Once in a blue moon. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. This has been Harrison MacArthur, Draco Pendragon, and the World-Renowned Historian, signing off.
Be good, kiddos. Peace out.